Right. I'm still 3 minutes early. And I'm wondering whether the air conditioning in this room is too noisy. So someone can tell me in a moment. Hello, everybody waving. Hello. Can you hear the whoosh in the background? If you can, and if it's too noisy, let me know, because it's the aircon here in New York City. I am in New York, and it is the most humid place, well, one of the most humid places on the planet right now. It is properly sweaty out there and properly sticky. And today I should just say, welcome everybody. Hello. Oh no, it's perfect. You can hear. Good. I'm too hot for air conditioning. I know, right? Today is, I'll tell you about this in a minute. Today is Manhattanenge, right? Manhattanenge, which, no disrespect to our American audiences, but I think Americans think that works. And obviously it doesn't work at all. But basically, and all I think of when I hear Manhattanenge is minge, because obviously. So today is Minge Day here in Manhattan, and Manhattanenge is a day when the sun, so twice a year, the sun drops out of the sky in perfect alignment with the streets. Yeah, so twice a year, the sun kind of sets, but as it sets, it sets almost as if, you know, the streets of Manhattan were built around the setting sun. So it sort of drops between them like a tennis ball between two sausages. Anyway, Minge. So on 57th, this is 57th here. So tonight, 8:20 p.m. New York time, the sun will drop down here, which is super exciting. Obviously, all Asian people, not to be racist, but just as an observable fact, will be out there with their bloody cameras trying to capture the moment the sun drops between the buildings. I intend to go out with a glass of wine and watch it personally. I believe, have a live note, oh yes, I'll talk about this. I believe so much in life is getting missed now because people are trying to see it through their bloody phones, isn't it? I know this is an obvious thing to say, but all these pissing people at concerts where they've paid like 250 quid a ticket and they spend their whole bastard time at the concert filming it on their phone. Bloody stop it, you morons. You've paid 250 quid. If I said to you, listen, I'll give you 250 quid to stand with an actual camera, you'd be like, oh, that sounds dreadful, no thanks. But like, oh, and people on the streets, oof, oof. So let's have a little drink and then I will discuss with you. Morons on their phone. I have a new game that I play. I play it in Manhattan as well. It involves a good shoulder barge to any twat that's on their phone. Now this is funny. So so for me it's 3 o'clock, for you it's 8 o'clock or wherever you are. Bless you. Hello. And your eyes are the only real recording. Oh yes, exactly right. So let me just say to you, can I just also say that my pantaloons have just gone right up my bits. One moment, we're going to resort. Oh, see, look. Oh, like a cheese wire. So I ran across to a dodgy little shop, which is perfect. I love a dodgy shop. And look, so for $12 in the middle of Manhattan, not going into a bottle store, Chateau Diana. I'm just going to say, this has never been near a chateau. I doubt that it ever has been near California. And it's supposed to be a Pinot. So, I mean, this is a Starbucks glass that I filled with ice, which I just had to go down to the gym for. And there was a guy in the running machine, which made me feel a bit guilty because all I was using it for is day drinking. But there we are. The reason I've got so much ice is because I think this might be so horrific. Anyway, cheers everybody at the Katie's Arms. If you're wondering where the Merlot is, well, it's at home. So here we go. Let me show you this as well. Cheers, cheers, cheers. No. See, this is one of my theories about wine. Doesn't matter if you drink it in a plastic glass and it doesn't, it's taken the moisture. Doesn't matter how shit it is. If you put enough ice in any wine, it will always be fine because it's more like a slushy. Let me show you something else I got when I was at the shop. This is unbeatable. This is my favourite thing probably about America, is they have blackberries that they sell like this. Let me just show you the size of American blackberries. You're going to be excited. If you know, you know already. Mississippi's here. Look at the size. This is, how much were these? I don't know, they weren't cheap, but it's Manhattan. Would you look? Look. Right, see my nose? You'll know, my nose is big, right? Look at that. This blackberry, look. I mean, it doesn't hide my nose, does it, to be fair? But isn't it? But if you look at my glasses there, it's nearly as big as my nose. And, unlike, they're so good. Unlike British blackberries, which are like, apart from one day a year where they're nice, but for the rest of the year, they're just hard bastards. These are just plumpy. Look, I'm trying to show you. My nipples are not as big. Look at these things. It's bigger than, nearly bigger than my whole boobs. I don't know how to give you perspective. I get the sense that everyone's like, yeah, okay, Katie, we get that they're big. They really are, and they're really, really good. Oh, very nice. Right, let's gossip. So, I've got an itchy nose now, put the blackberry up it. Let's gossip. Do you want to gossip this side of the pond or home? Well, we'll do both. Let me gossip about this side of the pond, right? I know many people know this stuff. I know lots of people have known for a long time, and I know that I'm not telling you things you didn't know before, right? But like, obviously, because Biden is, I think I put blackberries on my glasses as well. Obviously, Biden is fucked. And I say that like, oh, like, Mum, if you're watching, or lovely Mark, if you're watching, do something else. Don't tell me off for swearing. Biden is fucked. And I don't mean that in the normal way that, you know, we all know Biden had dementia. We've known for 2 years that he's got chronic dementia. Everyone's known that he can't cope, that he's been held in a bunker, that he's been handled by the team. He's not been allowed to appear in public, that Jill Biden has propped him up, basically shoved her fingers up his arse to keep him going because she's so desperate for power, right? We all knew that. What I'm saying is he is now fucked because there's two people that run the American government from the outside. So that the deep state runs actual government, but the front-facing figures that run things are Nancy Pelosi and Barack Obama, right? And they've been doing it for the last, well, certainly for the last 4 years, if not, well, longer than that. So they are the axis of evil. Nancy Pelosi, like, she's the sort of thing that if you were in space, she'd be like a black hole, just suck you in and you disappear, never to be seen again. And Barack Obama, he's basically Nancy Pelosi level of evil, but up a gear because he's kind of smooth. He's a black dude, he can dance, he can play the bloody saxophone or whatever it is he plays. So he's got a veneer of being like, nice guy. But those two, holy dooly. And the reason I say Biden is now fucked is because Pelosi met with Obama. I'm not sure that you need the hand puppetries, right? To explain this deeply serious situation. Pelosi met with Obama, so that means that they're just deciding the end game for Biden. So it's already been decided that he's gone. It was decided the minute they put him out there on his own to do anything, the debate, whatever, he was gone. And that's why they're showing him. You know what I mean? It's like, to deal with a problem, you have to show the problem. They showed the problem and they fessed up to it, having denied it for all the rest of the years. But now that Pelosi has had a secret meeting with Obama, that's it. They're just deciding when the guillotine will fall. So that's coming in the next few days, probably while I'm still here, at which point I need to hop skip down to DC to find his body laid on the lawn. But what's actually really grim about it is the fact that everybody's known all along. Everybody's got along with hiding it all along. All the media, CNN, all of these, holier than thou bastards. And now they're trying to do this whole, oh, well, that debate didn't go well. Like, they're all trying to do the, wow, we didn't realise. Which is like, George Clooney was with the bugger a few weeks ago. And now George Clooney's like, oh, well, now he's not so good. Oh, what, 10 minutes ago he was fine? And now he's not. You lying bastards, all of you. Right. Will Trump be back? Of course. Of course. He's limbering up as we speak. In a minute, it's the RNC convention, so the Republican National Convention, and that's when they officially appoint Trump as their candidate. That's like the ceremony, if you will, 20,000, 50,000 people watching that live. And he's going to nominate his VP as well. So while he's there at the RNC, he'll nominate his VP. Oh, acronym city. Now, should we do gossip? We'll try and go backwards and forwards. So now we'll do your side of the pond. So in the UK, batshit bonkers. Wait, you'll have the FBI on your doorstep now. I know, right? There was actually a couple of police outside earlier, and I was like, oi, oi. Gavin Plum. Oh. If you don't know who Gavin Plum is, brace yourselves. So Gavin Plum is the guy who's just been sent to prison for life sentence, minimum term 15 years for the crime of abducting Holly Willoughby. Okay, that's the headline. We'll dig a bit deeper. Holly Willoughby gets caught, finally, suggestion of being caught covering up for paedophile Phil Schofield, yes? So Phil Schofield was banging a runner who was underage at the point that they met. And Phil knew him for the longest time. Whatever. And of course, Holly knew all about it. She was holidaying with him. And as a result of what happened to Phil, Holly's career also imploded because everybody out there saw her lie to camera. Are you okay? How are you? Are you okay? Yeah, Holly, we're actually fine. Because we're all like regular people who are trying our best to work hard and keep our kids safe. How are you? Because you're the one who covered up for a groomer. So that was the moment where she was not only just an asshole, because she is one. If you've come to my shows, you'll know how I feel about Holly. But it was the fact that she'd been given advice, terrible PR advice, that was like, why don't you ask the audience how they are? Holly, empathise. They might be upset by all of this. How are you? And we all just went, actually, we're fine. You're the pedo sister. Right? And that's the moment she lost her career. And then she was off for a bit, wasn't she? And then she came back with this revolting dance routine with Alison Hammond. The uber chumbawamba Alison Hammond. I think she's on Ozempic now. But Alison Hammond's like she's a unit, man. It's like a brick shit shed. And it was the funniest thing because she was then put on, because she was on everything, Alison Hammond. We're going back to Holly. Alison Hammond was put on Bake Off because she was presenting everything, right? You couldn't move. Every advert was Alison Hammond. If you were buying car insurance, it was fucking Alison Hammond. If you were trying to watch a quiz show, it was Alison Hammond. If it was like a historical reenactment, it was Alison Hammond. Even though she had expertise in none of these things, she was kind of like ordinary and black, and that was enough for everyone to go, oh, let's have her present fucking everything. Well, at the same time as she was presenting everything, they decided, why not we get Alison Hammond in on the Bake Off? Someone didn't really think that through, because if you get a Chumbawamba who's already 20 stone overweight and put them on a baking show, what they tend to do behind the scenes is eat all the cakes, and it's what she did. So they'd be like trying to judge the profiteroles, and there were no fucking profiteroles left because Alison Hammond had moved back. eating them all, and Alison Hammond put on 2.5 stone during the last filming of Bake Off. I mean, the humour's there. You don't even need to be funny. You just tell the truth. Anywho, Alison Hammond, Chumbawamba, was brought back with Holly Willoughby to try and do a big relaunch. And you could see, I could see, it was to ABBA, wasn't it? I'm trying to think what it was too. Someone will know. There was this dance thing they did. I can't remember the ABBA song. No, what was it? Whatever. Chumbawamba. Holly Willoughby trying to look innocent. I didn't cover up for a groomer. And everyone was cringe. You could see the crew were all like, oh, fuck, I don't want to be in this. And they'd obviously been told, right, you've got to be background and you've got to kind of, jolly things along. And you could see them all like, fuck. It was cringe. And that's part of the downfall of Holly Willoughby. And then, just at the moment when all was lost, and she would never reappear again, and no one wanted to see her face anymore, certainly not, we might see it pushed into the ice, under a skate, but certainly not presenting, because we don't care about her tits anymore, frankly. That's when this genius moment came along, and it was an abduction of Holly Willoughby. And a guy was planning to abduct Holly Willoughby and steal her and rape her and do terrible things. And of course, none of us are condoning or laughing about that. But here's the thing. Gavin Plum, I think 37, 34 stone. No, age 37, I want to say. They make out like they caught him like, ooh, we're so sneaky. We caught him. Ooh, 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 ooh. He was on a fucking chat group. He was on an open WhatsApp group. One moment. See, what it is these are quite slippy. This sofa is quite like a Velcro. So what's happening is they're going higher and higher. And some of you know, well, I've got a few issues in that department. God, it's like a hungry crocodile. Just chewing up my darling little pantaloons. Anyway, aside from my hungry crocodile of a vagina, he's on a WhatsApp group called Abduct Your Lover. Like, oh, how do you abduct your lover? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, steal her. And I'm going to, tie her up. And then I'm going to, bang her in the face. Yeah, and what are you going to do? Oh, well, Fat Barry, I'm going to grab her and then, tie her up and then play with her boobs. Oh, like that, you know what I mean? Like weird men who are just freaking mentally not well. And oh, I'm going to do that. What are you going to do? In an open discussion, they're like, an American undercover officer discovered the plot. No, he didn't. He went on a WhatsApp group called Abduct Your Lover and found Chumbawamba Gavin on there going, oh, I might just have a little wank in the shower about Holly. And God love him because, just didn't mean that. Just was just... Also, his plan, some of you will know. Let's have a little drink, shall we? Oh. His plan. Do you want one of these? Oh, look at it. Oh, look at it. I've known things smaller than this. I can't even tell you. So good. So, Gavin Plum is seriously 45 stone, proper. More chins than me, 4 chins. His plan to steal well-securityed Holly Willoughby, who's got a private security team and the police and all eyes on, his plan was to pole vault into her pissing garden to abduct her. Oh, yeah, sure, 45 stone. Bloody Gavin, what pole are you planning on using? Please. And even if he did abduct Holly Willoughby, I mean, would we miss her? No, that was actually... But that'll be grab, won't it? The point is, that boy abducting Holly Willoughby, please, God. He couldn't abduct his own socks, right? He'd be like that.
He probably he won't have seen his feet in at least a decade. Certainly hasn't seen his cock. So what he was going to do with that, I don't know. The only way that boy would have seen his cock is if he stood in a mirror. Anyway, because it's so convenient, it was high profile, headline. The poor boy has been completely fudged over. He didn't need a life sentence, for God's sake. And I would say that if it was abduct me, right? If it was abduct Katie, I mean, I probably wouldn't be top of his list of perv material, to be honest with you. And that suits me just fine. But I'm just saying, if it was me, I'd be like, no, let him go. Jesus, God damn it. Like, if he ever did come for me, I wouldn't even have to run. Honestly, I wouldn't have just got a BlackBerry thing in my... I would say a brisk walk. Right, if I looked over my shoulder, saw Gavin Plum. No, actually, if suddenly the room went dark because the entire skyline was blocked out by the fatness of Gavin Plum, all you'd have to do is look over your shoulder, see Gavin Plum maybe have a sign like, I'm going to rape Katie Hopkins. All I'd have to do is look and go, put on a brisk walk and I'd be clear of him. So I feel very sorry for him, actually. There we are. That's my POV. And I think it's just the perfect way now for her comms team, her press team to come out. So a bit more of Holly going, I'm here for all vulnerable women. You know, I think it's so the bravery of people, la, 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 fuckity, blah, fluckity, feminist, blah, blah. Oh, the bravery of the other, la, 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 la. So it sort of remodels her as a victim, and then she can try and relaunch in September time, because no press teams, no media happens over the summer months because everyone's on holiday. So they'll try for a relaunch mid-September with some shit show that her weedy little husband, who is literally being bummed by ITV on a daily basis, he'll come up with a show, he punts it straight in, they all back it, and they'll launch her again mid-September. Let's see. Let's just see. Okay, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I won't be wrong. Right, my darlings. What else have we got to talk about? Oh my God, what's he called? Jay Slater. Still missing. Again, people are so outraged by this. So you'll see people like, I don't think that's funny. I think it's disgusting. You're disgusting. Think what it would be like to be his mother. You're terrible, right? This will happen. You'll see this in the comments when this goes up. And it's such a weird thing. So I want to say to those people, I'm not trying to convince you what I think is right. This is my view, right? Your view is that my things I say are disgusting. I don't care, because it's my view. And I never, ever, ever asked you to think the same. And I don't really probably agree with your view, but I don't think you're disgusting. I just think you're a bit lame or ill-informed. So Jay Slater, still missing. Then you've got the twat out there, Mark Williams Thomas, TV investigator. Pretending to be a spy, right? He's somewhere at the bottom of the Tenerife Mountains, because Mark Williams Thomas is desperate for Daily Mail pieces and clicks and ways of prostituting, you know, a new book, for example. So he'll have a book getting ready, like, what happened to Jay Slater? And Mark Williams Thomas, TV investigator, is the guy that was basically finger blasting Michelle Mone when all the shit hit the fan. He was the one that was like, let me tell you the real story of Michelle Mone, because he got coinage in order to put a cover story for Michelle Mone. Anyway, Jay Slater's still missing. And it's not funny in the sense that, you know, no one wants someone to be missing. I don't know actually if he is missing. Or whether he's just run off with his GoFundMe money. It was just so many funny things, wasn't it? Was that he was missing and people were supposed to be looking for him, and they asked for volunteers, but no volunteers showed up. And then they were looking like, you'd see a picture of someone looking under a bush. They'd be like this little tiny, you know, like this little tiny bush. And they'd be like, is Jay Slater under there? And his mum at the all-inclusive, at the disco. 80s disco. Drowning her sorrows at the all-inclusive bar. Same happened again. I tell you, you want to play real hungry hippos? It's just real life hungry hippos. Note to self, don't wear a silky pantaloon and sit on a Velcro sofa. At least don't do it with the, yes, exactly. Just, let's not even go. My lady bits are of no interest to anyone. Don't wriggle like that or you'll have an issue. Yeah, I think it's part of the problem. Is I'm no good at sitting anyway, as you will know if you know me. Sitting is not my natural position. I have to be up and about. So I was in Central Park. Okay, funny story. I better not say that actually, had I? Because if people say funny story to me, I always think, oh, fuck, this is going to be boring as hell. You know, when people come to you and they go, I've got a story for you. You're going to love this. And I think, fuck, because it's going to mean a long thing and I'm not going to love it. And likely as not, they're going to have bad breath and they're going to be in my face like this, telling it, hola, hola. Should do an impression of Biden. Anyway, President Putin. My VP, Trump. Fuck. Anyway. I think I just shit myself. I mean, it's not funny. Central Park this morning, 5:30 I was up, time difference, whatever. Go to Central Park. I am telling you, by 6 a.m. in Central Park, at least, I mean, you can't even estimate, but I'm going to say 2,000 people running. Round and round and round. I mean, I love it. It's perfect. I love the cyclists. They're weirdos. Like, why would you cycle round and round and round Central Park? It's mental. You can't cycle anywhere else. I get it. But then you live on Manhattan as a cyclist. It's impossible. But these people are just running. And there was this, and bear in mind, if you're out running, I think you're remarkable. And it doesn't matter what shape you are, what size you are, what you wear. Who gives a shit? But what I love it up here is there's all of the super wealthy women who are like, they're like 95 and they're still running, but they're obviously not really running. They're like, but they're like little tiny twigs because all their lives they've been the glamorous wives. And as glamorous wives in Manhattan, they had to be smaller than their friends and then even smaller and then even smaller. So they were always tiny stick women. But now aged 80, they're still running around the park like a little stick. They're so small. I just want to, when I run by them, I just want to go, oh, you little twiggy. Just spat. You little twiggy thing. They're just little twig women. All their lives having to be perfect. And now they're just a twig still running round Central Park. It's kind of, I don't know if it's sad or marvellous. It's one of the two. And they're flat little boobs. Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, well, I mean, I can't talk to that either, can I? So, but yeah, just little twiggy women. But anyway, Central Park's glorious. Manhattan that I've seen so far has been glorious. Thank you to everybody that's in the city, by the way, that's coming up to say hi. It's so nice. It's like, I'm walking around Manhattan, everyone's like, Katie. So please do say hi if you see me out and about. I very much like it, and I'm very happy to chat to anyone, as most of you know by now. I should say some thank yous. I like to keep this to half an hour, as you know. Please, if I may say thank you to everybody who came on the tour. 3 months on the road, 4 nations, and unlike 2023, not a single venue cancelled. So a massive step forward for all of us, a massive win in terms of a pushback against cancelling, not just me, but other people, and a way of me teaching venues not to buckle because they'll make too much money. And I think we're really making progress with that. It's not just that though, people coming together, getting in a room, and that being your favourite thing being with our family on the road, and you guys booking again whenever there was a ticket somewhere or someone had a ticket just because you wanted to be in the room. And that was just brilliant. It's been epic, it's been emotional, I miss it already, but I'll be back again. And I just want to say thank you to everybody, because 25,000 of you I got to see and laugh with, everywhere from Middlesbrough to the top of Scotland to Belfast. So it's just been unbelievable, and not something I imagined in my life. But here we are. So thank you so much to everybody, and also thank you to everybody who supports on Instagram or Twitter. And always know that when you comment, it's not really, it's not, I try and read them, and you'll see I try and reply to some, but it's for other people who go to those comments and feel better because they've got you. And for those of you who go to the comments and then offer help or support or kindness to people, it's going to set me off. That's an amazing thing as well. So thank you as well. So my loves, out into Manhattan I go, ready for Minchhenge. Tell you what, Minchhenge is so much better than Manhattanenge, isn't it? Who shall I speak to? I can't speak to the bloody mayor of this place because he's a Democrat and an absolute dick. Adams. Minchhenge here in Manhattan. And if I see you out in the city, do say hi. And otherwise, I will try from now on to be far more reliable as your landlady of the Katie's Arms. And we should be good all the way through August as well, because I'll be in one place, she says, for all of August. So your pub should be in good hands, and we'll be able to sit together and laugh a lot. So thank you to everybody. Anthony the plumber. Oh, bloody hell. Did I offer to bang Anthony the plumber? Oh no, I gave him sex advice from the stage. And then I met his partner the next morning at the Premier Inn. Oh, poor Anthony. Yeah, the shows were quite something. Right, love you all. Thank you for being here. Spread the word, and I'll be back with you next week. Cheers from the Katie's Arms.